1 2 1 2. Can everybody hear me? All right, we'll be starting in about 2 minutes, 1 minute. I'm just going to invite everybody to join me. If you have any questions, just post it on the chat. Welcome. Hey, how are you, mate? Hey, how are you? Pretty glad you are on the VIP chat, mate. They're both. I mean, XTI and WTI. They're both crude oil products, basically the same. All right, so let's give everybody a minute or so, so they can join us. Hey, Shamas, how are you? Hey, Calvin, where in Indonesia? Hey, Alisman. Oh boy. Indonesia. All right. Okay, slower than red light. Can everybody hear me correctly? ¿Qué tal, Johnny? ¿Cómo estás? So will GBP Aussie go bullish? I don't know, man. Hey, from Tanzania, Mamba FX. Hey, Mamba, are you the real Mamba? All right. Hey, James, how are you? David from Romania. Ripple, we're going to have a look at Ripple too. All right, cool. Hey everybody. How is everybody doing? All right, from Kenya. Awesome. You want a strong signal? All right. Cool, man. Oh boy. So, okay, so let's have a look at what we have going on right now. A couple of news hit the wires. This is well, this is vaccine-based news, but this should be a little bit bullish for the euro, right? Expects enough deliveries of vaccine doses to reach 70% goal of adult population vaccinated, etc. Right? And the EU Commission proposes that member states gradually ease travel measures over summer. That's good, right? And then I don't know if I think I can go all the way down. Yeah, I'm not gonna find it. Okay, so let's have a look at the market, shall we? Hey, how is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? No bank, no movement, no trade. Well, yeah. Hey, how's South Africa? U.S. holiday. Yeah, I know. There's no U.S. trade today. Yeah, sure. I mean, the link for the overview of news I'm using. This is called Redbox, and it's a news terminal. You pay for it. Gold blew your account. Well, you're trading too big, man. You're trading too big. You are trading too big. All right, so let's start, right? Yeah, I mean, you're going to have losses. You know, you're going to have losses, prank videos. But I mean, if $100 is too much for you, you're trading too big. Yeah, I mean, there's not too much volume today, so and we're not going to see any volume pre-market and during the yeah, the U.S. session, right? No, it's not red book, red box. All right, let's start by looking at the U.S. dollar. So pretty interesting what happened last Friday, right? On the U.S. dollar, this is the daily chart. We're going to have a look at the daily chart and what happened. Um, right. So this candle that printed last Friday, this is last Friday's candle, extremely bearish to me, right? Um, the DXY came, well, rallied pre-market all the way to the previous broken lows and this massive level, right? And then just got put back down. My trading platform. I execute my trades on MT4, and this is TradingView. This is what I use to analyze the markets, right? Right, so we are still fundamentally super bearish on the US dollar and technically speaking too, right? So this is the daily. If you look at the 4-hour chart, this is the midterm structure that I was talking about, right? On the article that I just sent you on the Euro US dollar signal. So what happened here is that I mean, the DXY broke with this structure, but it was really a fake out. It retested the previous week's highs and then it came back down. Early in European trading, I was looking at the possibility of going short the US dollar by buying the Euro USD, right? Which is the signal that I sent you guys. But right now, I mean, the DXY is just ranging, but still holding this kind of a structure, right? But unless, and let me just delete this one right here because the real level is this lows. Unless the DXY breaks with the 9060 level, I won't be buying US dollars. Now, if we break with the 9060 level, our Euro US dollar short long will be invalidated. That's why we use pending orders, stop orders, because we want to be, well, we want price to break our validation levels before we enter. We might not be the first ones on the trade, but we surely are the most secure ones, right? So we remain bearish on the US dollar, and on the hourly, I mean, it's super choppy today, but we are very much below, or we are very much back inside the bearish cage. That's why I call this. The Euro US dollar. What do you mean it got so close to stop loss? I mean, the Euro USD has not been triggered yet. It's a buy stop. All right, so this is the USD, right? I mean, this is the US dollar. This is my view on the US dollar. I remain bullish. I'm sorry, bearish. Below the 90, 20 to 90 level. I mean, the downside is being capped by Fridays and Thursdays lows and that weekly pivot, right? But again, we're not going to have any volume today, so we might. I mean, we're going to give it some time, and if we don't get any movements, or if we don't see volume, we might delete that pending order. We'll see, right? Basically, this is what I was looking at the Euro US dollar, right? This is the signal that I sent you guys. Let's start by looking at the daily on the Euro USD. This insane candle that was printed last Friday, and I'm gonna show you what I did last Friday, right? With the Euro USD. Hold on. Right, so this is what I did on the with the Euro US dollar last Friday. Oh boy. I started, what I did is that, hold on, let me go all the way back and let's put on the hourly chart. Right, so this is the hourly chart on the Euro USD, and what I did last Friday is that I start buying that dip on the Euro USD based on the reversal on the US dollar, right? I remain bullish on the Euro USD based on my bearishness on the US dollar. And like you, I still have that buy stop above those highs, right? About today's highs. And yeah, if I don't see any volume or any clear direction, we are going to delete that order. But it's looking pretty bullish. And what I like about the Euro USD long here, and the reason that I bought it, all the way down, hold on, is because of this. This is the midterm structure on the Euro USD, right? And price came to retest the previous week's lows and that bearish structure, right? And when it started to reverse, this is where I started buying this currency pair, right? Going short the US dollar by buying the Euro USD. So, above the 121.30, let's call it the 121. If price comes down, I'm going to be taken out on a profit, right, on my longs on the Euro USD. If we break the structure, right, I wouldn't be bearish if we break the structure, but I will definitely be bearish if we break with this week's lows and last week's lows, right? That big level, the 121.24 to 121.20, should price break to the downside, we will be looking for shorts here, right? But again, I'm still bullish on the Euro USD, and I will be and remain bullish on the Euro USD. So this is the signal that I sent you guys on the free channel. Of course, this is one of the signals that we sent to the VIPs today. If you want to join the VIPs, the link is below the video as always. The reason that I use stop orders is because of this. For example, right? I'm never going to buy the lows of this move. Why? Because where would I put my stop losses? Right below today's low. That's just crazy. It's even more crazy because we are trading inside of a very tight range, right? So in order for me, or in order for my idea to be valid, we have to break with today's highs and Friday's highs, right? If price breaks with these highs, momentum will be in our side, right? Yeah, you enter at market, right? Okay, try to manage your trade. I don't know. I really can't tell you what to do. I rarely enter at market. When I enter at market is because price has already broken with my validation level. So you wanted me to go through the pound US dollar, right? So this is a different scenario on the pound USD, right? I've been hearing a lot about some possible moves to the downside on the pound versus the US dollar based on how this big level, the 142.50, is capping the upside, right, in the pound. But to be completely honest, to me this looks extremely bullish. Why does this look extremely bullish? Hi, Anik, welcome. So why does this look extremely bullish to me? The reason that this looks extremely bullish to me is because we're creating a flat triangle, right? This is a continuation pattern. Most people, most traders out there are going to try to sell these, right? These highs. This is not the way to go. I mean, the probabilities, you have to think about, I mean, trading is just a game about probabilities. You know, this is a zero-sum game, right? If you lose money, someone else wins money, your money. And you have to know the probabilities of success of all of your setups, right? And in this market right now, the highest probability trade is to the upside. Now, I would not trade or buy the pound versus the US dollar at these levels. Hi Lee, how are you? I wouldn't, but I am going to look for a possible breakout of last week's highs for a bullish continuation in this market. And the risk to reward in this trade is extremely good. So let's go back to the daily chart and let's have a look at some targets. Let's put on the 4-day chart. I don't know why, but let's do it. So the next key level is around the 143.85. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that line on all of my charts. Boom. Cool. So let's go back to the 4-hour chart and let's see the risk to reward on this trade. So the risk to reward on this trade is quite good in the sense that I would enter at a breakout, right? And of course I would put my stop losses below that week low, right? Giving me a 1 to 1.72 risk to reward ratio on this trade. Now, this is not a signal. This is not a trade recommendation. Thank you, AJ. Thank you. This is not a signal. This is not a trade recommendation. And this scenario might not play out. And to be completely honest, I'm not in love with the breakout trade because of this week right here. So what I would look for is a break retest if there's no momentum to the upside. If we have momentum to the upside, I would definitely buy the breakout. But that's to be seen. I don't think we're going to get that breakout today, but let's keep an eye on the markets, right? I mean, this is the cool thing about bank holidays. We have the time to go through our charts and you know, really plan our trades, because I mean the thing about trading, I mean, if what you do when you sit down in front of your screens, right, is to look for trades, you are doing this wrong. What you need to do is you need to you need to work on your charts and plan ahead. For example, I am planning to trade a breakout on the pound versus the US dollar. If that scenario doesn't pan out, I am not going to trade this market, right? If price breaks to the lows, of course my bias completely changes, but I am not going to be reacting to price, right? Yeah, I mean, my advice is to work on your charts. Annotate your charts, put on alerts and plan your trades ahead. How are you, Daryl? Well, good for you, Tabello, that you're in profits. You cannot go broke by being in profits, right? All right, so that's the GBP USD on the hourly. Look at the hourly, and let's have a look at the past week or a week and a half worth of trading, right? This is a horrible range. I don't trade ranges, guys. There's traders out there that make money trading ranges. I'm slightly profitable trading ranges, but that's not my best trade, so I don't. Because of I wouldn't trade the downside because of my bias on the US dollar, right? My bias on the US dollar is very bearish at the moment, trading the downside on the pound versus the USD on a USD driven trade really doesn't make sense, right? And I don't see any downside on the pound at the moment. So yeah, I'm very bullish in this market. So if you notice the hourly, this is a horrible range. And like I was saying, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, I mean, there's traders out there that trade ranges, and yeah, they're successful at doing it. I mean, I'm not saying that trading ranges is a bad thing to do. No, I mean, if it's profitable for you, do it. But I'm slightly profitable trading ranges, and I really have more profitable setups and more profitable trades than trading a range. So I'm going to put my money where it's going to, I mean, where the possible profits are going to be optimized, right, by the risk that I take. So to me, this is a no trade zone at the moment. I'm going to wait for that breakout on the pound versus the USD. So I'm going to put that on the red because it's hot. The US dollar versus the Japanese yen. Yeah, I mean, Tabelo, I mean, I'm not saying that this is a bad trade, but I mean, I'm just telling you what I think about this market, right? And where I'm and what I'm planning to do. I mean, you can make money on the downside. I mean, and I can make money on the upside. Really, really, really doesn't matter. I mean, just manage it accordingly, right? Yeah. I'm gonna do the pound yen too. Yeah, I mean, normally these sessions are 45 to 50 minutes long, but because we don't have U.S. trade today, I might just hang out a little longer. How are you, Lucas? Thank you for the kind words, mate. I'm really glad it helps you out. So the US dollar Japanese yen, as you can see, I have nothing on this chart. I haven't touched it. So why don't we do that together, right? Let's look at some levels to the upside. Yeah, I remember that. So the reason that I'm not even looking at this market is because we are so close to this massive level of resistance, the 112, right? Well, my only plan in this market would be a break and retest of the 112, but again we have another big level very close. Well, it's not that close actually. It's 250 pips. So yeah, I would trade that breakout and retest of the 112. I'm going to put on an alert here. Cool, man. All right, so right, so yeah, I mean the US dollar Japanese yen, that would be my trade, a breakout and retest of the 112. We have completely missed that move to the upside, which is fine, right? When you're not going to catch every single move in the market. Let's have a look at the 4-hour chart. Again, we're very close to that high. Well, that's the 110, 111. Yeah, I mean, let's really have a look at this because, I mean, we are retesting these previous highs, but it's not a clean retest. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really in love with this one. If you have a... I'm doing well, thank you, Luca. How do you get setups for a trade? Like I'm doing right now. I mean, this is how I do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do the pound yen, the Aussie US dollar. Yep. VIP signals are too low. Even if you post a signal on VIP, you also post on normal groups, so why am I paying? Well, Mustafa, I don't know if you read my post today. The past 2 weeks, we have given the free group a little extra, so just so they can have a taste of what we do. But that is ending starting this week. But if you're not happy, you're more than welcome to cancel your subscription, mate. You know, it's your decision. We really appreciate your business, but if you don't like it, you're more than welcome to find someone else. Yeah, you get additional signals in the VIP group, mate. That's the whole reason there's a VIP group that you pay a monthly fee for. You have all my trades and Olympus trades. Right, Aussie US dollar. Let's have a look. Wow, the Aussie US dollar. Let's have a look at the daily. Yeah, yeah, I'm not trading the Aussie USD. Just have a look at this horrible, horrible, horrible choppy price action. There's absolutely no direction. I mean, there is a very, very, very strong level of support here at the 77 level. Hold on, Sarah, you want to know my computer model? Dude, it's a, I run with a Dell Inspiron 13700 2-in-1 laptop, mate, and 3 screens. You don't need a gaming rig to trade. I mean, you don't need a big computer, a super expensive computer to trade. Right, yeah, the indicators that what, this indicator is the previous week's highs and lows, and this indicator is the previous day's highs and lows, and the weekly pivot. On the downside, this is something that I had made for me, so you cannot find it. Right, so the Aussie USD, there is a big support here at the 77 level. Again, well, it's looking pretty good actually. Hold on, let's analyze this market because, yeah, all right. Let's look at the 4-hour chart again. Super choppy. Look at the past 4 weeks worth of price action. Extremely choppy. There's no direction. I hate trading non-directional markets. That is not my jam. That's not how I do things. But again, this level is holding extremely well. But to me, there is absolutely no trade here. If we go back to the daily, right? If we go back to the daily, the upside is being capped. Well, let's put it here by the 78. Let's call it 78.80 level. Yeah, you could find some longs here just to play that bounce of the 77. But again, just have a look at what happens when we hit these highs, and how choppy price action is overall. I hate trading non-directional markets, like I told you. And I wouldn't touch this with your fat finger, man. I wouldn't really. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. I've been looking for. I was looking for some short opportunities here on the retest of a very important key level. Right here. Have a look. So this right here, but again, every time this level gets rejected, buyers come in higher and higher and higher. So to me, this is also creating a flat triangle, which is a continuation, more so with my bias on the US dollar, which is bearish. So yeah. As you can see, there's not even a label on the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar, right? Let's do the pound yen. I know you guys love to trade the pound yen. Why are not we using TP 1, 2, and 3? Well, mate, you can manage your trades. It's up to you to manage your own trades, really. What we send are just basically recommendations, But if you want to take profits very early, just go ahead and do it. The reason that I don't do that is because if you if you take profits too early, right, and you let all your losing trades hit your stop loss, your long-term profitability is not going to be good. Why? Because you're going to be losing 1 R when you lose a trade, but you're going to win half an hour or even less when you win one, right? So it doesn't make sense. Plus, I mean, I don't react to price. I don't react to price. I put on my buy orders, my sell orders. I have my trading plan. If my stop loss gets hit, well, cool, because I'm comfortable with losing some trades, because I know that in the long term, my strategy or the way that I trade is profitable, right? Because of my risk management. Trading is about, of course, probabilities in your setups, but also very much about how you manage risk and how you manage your trades, right? Yeah, I mean, one TP is enough. What I normally do is this. What I normally do, I don't have a long-term trade to show you, but okay, what I normally do is that, for example, last week we had that very nice trade on the pound yen. I mean, we traded this breakout, right? That was a great signal by Olympia. And what I normally do is that I take out 75% of the trade at targets, and then I let the rest of it ride. Right? If I see a valid continuation. Now here on the pound yen, how do you guys deal with drawdowns? Well, I mean, that has to do a lot with knowing what you're doing, right? You know, I hardly get. I mean, I don't remember last time that I got into a double-digit drawdown. I mean, that's just terrible, right? But when you are in a drawdown, and the thing is this, right? If you are not making new equity highs, you are in a drawdown, and you're going to be in drawdowns a lot when trading. And first of all, what you need to do is don't focus on losses, right? Don't be results oriented. And I know it's what I'm saying sounds counterintuitive, but you don't have to be. I mean, you cannot be results oriented, right? You cannot be focusing on the outcome of one single trade. It really doesn't matter if you win, if you won that trade, or if you lost that trade. What matters is the decision that you took prior to that trade, right? What you need to be focusing on is making the optimal decisions every single time, right? And to understand completely the profitability of your trading system. That being said, you also need to learn how to read the markets. And like I always say, trading forex. If what you do when you wake up, or I don't know if you trade full time or not, but if what you do is when you sit in front of your screens and what you do is just look at the Euro USD, look at the pound yen, and trying to look for buys and sells, you are going to burn all your money. Why? Because you need to be focusing on a currency. You need to understand what makes that currency move, the overall direction of that currency. For example, 80% of my trades are US dollar based. I'm a US dollar trader. You always you always see me. Hold on. Yeah, you always see me talk about the US dollar, look at the DXY. An example today, I'm selling US dollars by buying euros versus the USD, right? So you need to be focusing on a currency. If you focus on a currency pair, you're starting by not understanding what you're trading. So to come back to drawdowns, I'm sorry, I ranted a little bit right there, right? To come back to drawdowns, if you, everybody experiences drawdowns, but if suddenly you are 8 to 10 trades in the hole, you need to stop and analyze your past trades. Also, Also, super important, please keep a journal of your trades, take screenshots of your setups, and then analyze those trades. That's, I mean, it's hard work. I mean, this is not easy. It's hard work, but it's the only way you're going to make it. So I hope that answered your question. Right, Sarah. I don't do the CAD versus the Swiss franc. I'm sorry. I mean, I'll have a look to that chart for you, but I really don't trade that. So the pound versus the yen, right? The reason that we hit targets, and this is a clear example of why we don't use TP1, 2, and 3. Why? I mean, if you look at this structure, very bullish structure, this is a very structured move, right? And right here, we on the last week's highs, we were retesting that structure highs. Okay, so price pushing towards that structured high is going to have somewhat of a bearish push or bearish pressure because of profit taking, right? And I mean, if you let that trade run, you might get in a drawdown on the trade that you're not going to be comfortable with, right? So why? I mean, just take profits. Now, having a look at this chart, I am looking for buys on the pound versus the yen, and I already have that alert right here. But at these levels, to me, it's no man's land, right? This by no means is a buy to me. There's nothing to do here. Even if this move to the downside looks like a bull flag, I'm not gonna buy it at all. There's no setup, there's no structure, there's no structural lows to put my stop losses, there's no structural highs to put my buy stops at all. What I'm going to do, I'm going to wait for, and if that happens, sometimes you're going to plan a trade, and what you plan is not going to pan out, and that's fine. That's fine. But because you have a trading plan, you're not going to react to price and enter bad positions. So what I'm waiting for is a retest of the previous highs. As simple as that, mates. As simple as that. I'm waiting for a retest of the 154.75 level or so to look for buys. Yeah, I mean that's the only level that I would enter at here on the pound versus the yen. Can you send a link where you get your news? I mean, just go to redboxglobal.com. I think it's $100 a month or so. I don't remember actually. Shit. Okay. What would you do? ND100? Is that the Nasdaq? I mean, yeah, I do. I do equities too. We're going to have a look at U.S. equities. U.S. dollar, Canadian dollar. All right. Sometimes you trade on gold and sometimes silver. Whenever I follow their trends, they seem to be mirroring each other, moving similarly. How do you select which metal to trade with? All right, so that's a great question, William. There's something that's called the gold-silver ratio, and it's this chart right here. The gold-silver ratio. So this is the gold-silver ratio. This is not a chart that you are going to be trading from, right? Hold on. Let's put on the daily. What this chart tells you is which of the two metals is the strongest one, right? If the chart goes up, then gold is the strongest metal, and if the chart goes down, then silver is the strongest metal. And I mean, I don't base my decision to trade one or the other based on this. But why would you trade the weaker metal instead of the strongest one, right? And right now, silver is the one. Also because I mean, the reason that I'm holding that silver long is because of this. I'm very much anticipated breakout Let's do the monthly chart. A very much anticipated breakout. Boom, boom, right here. I mean, a much anticipated breakout, and if this breakout pans out, the upside in silver is going to be just beautiful, right? It's a drag to be holding silver. It is a drag to be holding silver because at the moment it's really, 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 really choppy. But I'm still holding that silver long, and my invalidation level is just below these lows right here. Not these ones, these ones. Yeah, but it is. I mean, if you're not long already, I wouldn't advise it. I wouldn't advise. Also, I wouldn't trade the breakout of the previous week's highs or the 28-22 level, just because this level is so close. Gold on the other hand, is quite different, right? This is the 4-hour chart. Let's look at the hourly. So I was looking at this possibility in gold. Just have a look at this. Right, the last time that gold broke with the level that was capping the upside, right here, it moved 2.5% or 460 pips. And right now, it broke it again. I know, just based on historic price action, we could see a move to the 125, 126 level, to those targets, right, the 161.8 of the last move down. But there's no setup to trade gold to the upside. We did miss this breakout, and yeah, and the reason that we didn't take that trade is because it was late on a Friday, and yeah, and the validation level was not going to get hit early in early US trade, so that's why we didn't take it. Also, I mean, you need to think about all this stuff when you trade, you know. All right, what support and resistance indicator do you use? Nothing. I mean, I just draw my lines. I just draw my lines. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I understand what you're saying, Cyrus, but I do like it. Which platform do I use? This is called TradingView. This is where I mean, this is where I work on my charts, but I execute my trades on MT4. Right here you can see. Yeah, I'm long Bitcoin too. Yeah, I do. Which broker are you using to trade for Forex and crypto? I trade on AvaTrade. I know that there's not a lot of cryptos in AvaTrade, but I mean, there's quite a few. There's Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin versus the euro versus the Japanese yen. There's Stellar, Dash, Neo, Ripple, Litecoin, Miura, Dogecoin. There's Dogecoin, Link. There's a lot actually. Yeah, I trade on Ava. What? Can I trade 0.1 volume with 1 to 500 leverage using $1,000 margin? That's a weird question, you know. I mean, it all depends. It all depends with your stop losses and your risk percentage on per trade. I don't know, man. And I mean, uh, and you know, if you open an account with 1 to 500 leverage, you're never going to be using that 1 to 500 leverage, right? You knew that. All right, so let's continue. Okay. Again, hey, if you're not subscribed to the channel, why don't you go ahead and subscribe it to it? We do upload a ton of stuff every single day. All right, so what else? Are we done? Oh, the Nasdaq, right? The Nasdaq. Whoa, look at that open. Okay, cool. So this is a monthly chart on the Nasdaq. Let's go back to the daily. All right, so the daily on the Nasdaq. Right. All right. I already did the US dollar yen. I'll do the US dollar CAD after this, after the Nasdaq. All right. So the Nasdaq. Uh-huh. Let's put some lines on this chart. Right, so right now we are retesting the previous broken lows on the daily. Again, I'm not saying that you should do that you should buy or sell. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing, what I'm looking at. I'm not even going to act on it because there's no volume today. But unless price breaks with this 13,800 level, this is looking pretty bearish on the daily. Now let's look at the 4-hour chart, shall we? The 4-hour chart should give us a clearer image of what's going on. All right, so the last time that price was or retested these previous lows, look at what happened. What happened is that we got a big move to the downside of about 6.56%, right? I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but you have to base your analysis in historic price action. Why? Because just by looking at what happened here, you can see that this is where sellers are positioned. So buyers are going to have a lot of trouble swiping all the sell orders in the ledger, right? So unless they do, unless they do, and we have a clean break of the 13,800 level, I don't see this going other direction but south. Okay, let's look at the hourly. No, this is the 4-hour chart. Let's look at the hourly. Now, I mean, the hourly looks, I mean, this is super choppy. The past, 6 days worth of price action, I mean, just look at this range. This range is just sucks. It's a 1% range on the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading days. So yeah, I mean, the Nasdaq sucks at the moment. But if we, if price breaks with, this is the level that I would be interested in, right? This low right here. If price breaks with the 13,600 level, that weekly pivot, I mean, we could be looking for some sales on the Nasdaq. Right now there's no trade, but keep an eye on those levels. Definitely keep an eye on those levels, right? What else? Yeah, we did. The VIPs had 2 trade signals prank videos today. Now, David, what do you think gold position now? Is it bullish? I don't know, mate. I mean, I really can't tell you that, you know. What I can tell you is that I wouldn't. I wouldn't buy here. I mean, there's no setup. Why would you? I mean, what you're asking right now is out of fear of missing out on the move. If you miss out on the move, that's fine. There's going to be another one, but try to place yourself on a level that's going to have a high probability that you don't lose money. Which leverage do you suggest? I mean, like I told you. I mean, if you open an account with a 1 to 100 or 1 to 500, you're never going to use that much leverage unless you're really trying to blow your account. Anxiety. I use AVA Trade. All right, so the DAX, someone asked me for the DAX. Let's have a look at the DAX. Whoop up. Right, on the daily. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm kind of sleepy. Yeah, that's what happens when there's no volume. The DAX, the DAX. So this is what I'm looking at. Just by looking on the daily, you know, we have a flat top right here. Cool. And if you look at this, this is where buyers picked up price, right? And then here, and then higher, and then higher. So what I'm seeing here is, yeah, we have selling pressure at the top. We have selling pressure at the top, but buyers are relentlessly entering this market higher and higher and higher, which creates a flat triangle, which is a breakout pattern. Now the right. Okay, cool. The 4-hour chart. I'm sorry. Yeah, no problem, Ralph. The 4-hour chart, same. I mean, same story, same story. Same story. I mean, just look at, and this is, I mean, this is why trading breakouts can be pain in the ass. You know, here there's a lot of breakout traders that got caught in a false breakout, and you know, very weak longs got taken out on a loss. If I were to trade this breakout, let's imagine that we were looking at price action here, right? Just let's imagine that we were looking at price action here, and I was going to trade this breakout. Where would my stop loss have been, right? I would have put my buy stop right here, but my stop loss would have to go here, right? So my position would be very small due to the large stop loss. Why would my stop loss be here? Because of what happened. I mean, what can happen? There's always a probability that that the breakout that you're trading is going to be a fake out. So you want to position your stop losses where you are not going to be taken out on a fake out, right? You have, what you need to look for is to give your trade the highest probability of success. And in this case, putting the stop losses below the previous week's lows, right? Why? Because oh, look what happened. Boom, boom, boom. You enter the breakout, and then price came back down. But by positioning my stop loss all the way down here, I would still be on that trade now. Yeah, no, I'm not going to get a coffee. There's no trade today. I am, however, going to pour myself a nice tea, and I'm going to watch a movie afterwards. So, if I had taken this breakout trade, now I would manage my stop loss to below this low. Why? Because if price breaks with this low, I'm not longer interested in staying long on the DAX, right? Because if price breaks with this low, it's pretty probable that we're going to be testing this low, which would mean that it's pretty likely that my original stop losses would get hit. So by managing that trade the way that I'm showing you, I would be lowering my risk to 1/3 or so, you know, eyeballing it. Bitcoin, yes. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Well, but you know what? I don't chase that high that's why I don't even look at a chart lower than the 1 hour, because I really like to focus on the long-term trade. Yes, I'm doing Bitcoin. All right, so let me check on my trades just for a second, please. Okay, yeah, we're good. We are golden good. All right, let's have a look at Bitcoin. Right, so Bitcoin, you know, I am not, I just started trading cryptocurrencies myself about a couple of months ago, but really trading, you know. The reason that I'm saying that I'm telling you that I just started really trading cryptos a couple of months ago is because I don't consider really trading a market until I've done the work, the backtesting, until I know the probabilities of success of the setups that I'm going to be trading on said market, right? And this market is fucking crazy, you know. A lot of the stuff that I normally use don't work here. You know, I'm just starting out. But You know, a lot of the things that I use do work. So let's have a look at what's going on here. If you remember that crazy week when prices in cryptocurrencies crashed, yeah, sure, we can have a look at that afterwards. Adam, hi Orlando, a little late. Can you have a look at Euro USD? I think we have a little momentum or not. Let me see. Nah, I mean, it's just trading range. But I'll have a look at Dogecoin and the Euro and the US dollar Swiss franc. And yeah, I don't trade the pound franc. Never mind. But yeah, so Bitcoin, right? This is my power buy zone. This is why I like to call my zones power buy. Why? Because I mean, just after that big drop in Bitcoin, right? And this candle right here. Let me thicken this chart out for you. This candle to me is extremely bullish. This one right here, this bearish candle is very bullish to me. Why? Because I mean, just a huge bearish momentum in this market, and again, sellers push price down all the way down to retest these previous lows. Right? You have to remember that this is the lows where big buyers jumped in and moved price in Bitcoin all the way to all-time highs for a 126% move. So yeah, that is where big buyers jumped in at the break of this flag. I did not trade that one and I regret it. I wasn't looking at Bitcoin really much in January. I got on the wave of cryptocurrencies a little late myself, but that's fine. So big buyers jumping in right here. So historic price action tells you that this is where big buy orders might be in place, right? And because this is a previous big buy level, this is also where short-term sellers are going to start taking profits, right? Logic. So both sellers taking profit and buy orders in the ledger right here are going to create bullish pressure in this market around the 30,000 level, okay? And that's why this candle, just have a look at this candle. This candle had a, from high to low, this daily candle was about, I don't know, let's call it 138 pips, I don't know. This 138 pips. But, oh boy. But, no. But it reversed and closed for about 84 pips. Okay, so yeah, very bullish candle, even though it's a bearish daily candle. And now that and now this level is holding pretty nicely. Now let's look at the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart is still bearish. We are still in a midterm bearish market, bearish structure, very heavily bearish structure. We keep making lower lows, lower highs, but again, pretty interesting how this level is holding, right? To be completely honest, the level that I'm really looking for a true reversal is the break of these highs and these previous lows around the 42,000 level. This would in fact create a breakout of the immediate bearish, not immediate or midterm bearish structure for a possible retest of the 49,765 level. All right. Yeah, that's my view on Bitcoin. Now on the short term, and this is what I'm playing at the moment. It's just a bounce of that level of support and a breakout of the immediate structure, right? We broke out of the immediate structure, broke out of traded above the weekly pivot, above these highs, etc. This is what I'm looking at on BTC at the moment. More so with some very hidden, some bullish hidden divergence. No, I don't trade the pound Swiss franc. No, you cannot see my face. Any trades you like to look for right now? Nope, not at all. Nah, not at all, man. There's no volume in the market right now. You know, there's no volume. So it doesn't make any sense to enter a trade right now at market, you know. The ones that we have are pending orders. So if there is momentum, somehow we would take advantage of this. But entering at market right now, I mean, or looking for a trade right now, it's a waste of time. So we have been live for 1 hour. You have any more questions, or should we wrap things up? Should we wrap things up or no? I mean, there's a ton of markets that we could be looking at. Ether. So Ethereum. Let's have a look at Ethereum, right? Ethereum is breaking. I mean, Ethereum. I mean, the buy setup in Ethereum was more clear, right? I'm actually in both, but it was more clear in the sense that the midterm, you know, bearish structure that we were trading in broke, and not only that, but we printed a lower high, and we have a clear break of that structure, the weekly pivot, with some very nice bullish divergence. It's going to be, I mean, the previous week's high around the 29.20 right here is going to be a it's going to be there's going to be some, I mean, some bulls here, bears, I'm sorry, in this market. But I mean, if buyers really jump in and momentum picks up, it's very plausible that we are going to again run up in Ether. XNG USD, what the hell is that? XNG USD, I don't know what that is. GBP Aussie weekly. Right, let's have a look at the GBP Aussie. Yeah, if you can tell me what XNG USD is. Right, so this is the forward chart on the pound versus the gas. Oh, natty gas. I don't trade natty gas, but we'll have a look at that. We can look at the natty gas futures. Yeah. So you want me to look at the weekly here? All right, cool. So the weekly. Right. Hold on. So I mean, again, we're trading. Jesus, thank you for this. Actually, we could find something very nice here. We're trading at the top of this range, right, that we have been in. You're more than welcome, Nimra. And I mean, if you want to receive my analysis and my trades every single day, you know, I send a video every single day to my VIPs or to the VIP group. I call it daily watch list. You know, I basically do this on a 20-minute video. You're not going to find it on our channel because it's unlisted. You can only watch it if I share the link with you. I mean, just for that, I would pay £35 a month. But that's me, you know. Right. So the pound. This is why the pound versus the Aussie. So the pound versus the Aussie on the weekly, we are at the top of a range. Let's have a look at the daily. Hold on. The daily, yeah, I mean, looking bearish. I mean, the last time that we traded at these levels, price came down about 1,000 pips, 1,100 pips. So this might be a high probability trade. But again, the reason that I wouldn't trade at the downside just yet, mate, is because we are still inside of a bullish structure. It's as simple as that. We are still inside of a bullish structure. So to me, it really doesn't make sense to trade the downside on a market if we are in such a structure move to the upside, right? Just have a look. Every time that we break the highs, every time that the highs break, they hold as a support. Again here. And again here. So this is a very, very, very bullish structure. Yeah, this is a very bullish structure, and I don't see a trade. I mean, I don't see a buy. Let's have a look at this. Uh, I don't see a buy at all. I don't see. I mean, you could make the point for a buy at the retest of the previous. I mean, this is a the probability of success of this trade is quite good. I don't like this. The last 4 hour candle is extremely bearish. Um, and I don't see a clear rejection on the 4 hour chart. Let's have a look at the hourly. Now the hourly is looking much, much better, right? The hourly is looking amazing. Oh, amazing. So yeah, I mean, this is a to me, this is a high probability trade. We have some bullish divergence. We are retesting the previous highs that buyers jumped in the last time that were retested. Candles are printing a reversal. We rejected the weekly pivot. The risk to reward on this trade is quite nice to the upside. Yeah, I like it. I like it. You are more than welcome, anxiety. Yeah, I like your trade, mate. Kudos to that. Thank you. I mean, I would have taken that trade. The reason that I'm not taking it is because I have a ton of trades open. Yeah. I mean, they're all in profit, but yeah, but I'm cool. I'm cool with what I have. I'm really cool with what I have. Trading is when in trading less is more. No, I'm not looking for a downside trade on this pair. I actually was saying the contrary, that it doesn't make any sense to look for sales here because we are trading in a very structured bullish mode, right? And what anxiety, I mean, anxiety's trade is really, really good. I really like it. I mean, that's the way that I trade. Yep, I would take profits around the 184, 26, 25 or so, maybe 184, 20, not to be greedy. I mean, in any case, it's a good risk to reward ratio trade. Congratulations, mate. Right, so are you guys joining the VIP or what? Or am I wasting my time? I mean, I really like doing this weekly. I mean, if you are not on the VIP, you only get me 1 hour per week. Yeah, that's all you get from me. And I wasn't even going to. I was not going to do this actually, but why not? I said, why not? One hour a week, it's okay. Will you take buy option right now? Ask Jawad. I mean, I might ask you the same. Would you take a buy right now? Why would you base your trading decision in what I think? Does this make sense to you? Does this analysis make sense to you or not? Oh, this is your third week on Forex, that's good, man. I mean, the trade that you found was really, really nice. Congratulations if you just started. This is premium setup. Awesome, money. Awesome. All right, so 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, and that Euro USD. Let's have a look at the MT4 just to see where we are with that Euro USD. Yeah, momentum is picking up on the Euro USD. Yeah, we are still. I mean, yeah, momentum is picking up on the Euro USD, which is weird, right? I mean, not because. I mean, yeah, it's Memorial Day. It's Memorial Day, right, in the U.S. I mean, market. I mean, pits might be closed, but people have computers. So let's. I mean, if we get. I mean, if we. Actually, nah, I'm not gonna move my stop losses. I mean, if we get triggered in this trade, that's a good thing, right? But again, we're going to manage it very closely if we get triggered. So stay tuned to the chats, to the groups. because if we get triggered and there's no momentum, we might close it at break even. All right. You're welcome, Nelson. I blow up many times because using my own analysis to trade. Thank God you really boost my morale to keep learning and move forward, mate. Yeah, I mean, do it, you know. And I'm not saying this because I want to sell you on our product, but if you know, watching this really helps, you can learn a lot by joining the VIP. You know, I mean, I do this every single fucking day, you know, and I send everything to the to that channel, you know. But you know, the decision is yours. So if someone wanted me to look at Natigas, right? Let's have a look at that market. Let's have a look at futures. NG futures. Henry Hub Natural Gas futures. Right. Bar replay isn't available. I don't care. So I know. We just did GBP Aussie, mate. What the hell? It's the one that we just did. Right. Hey, Nelson from Portugal. Right, Natigas. What is? I hate this chart. Natural gas. Let's look at some CFDs. CFDs, Nazi gas. Right, XNG USD. There you go. So XNG USD. So right now, and I don't trade this market. You know, I'm just going to do the overall technical analysis. I don't trade this market. I don't understand. I mean, the reason that I don't trade this market is because I don't understand. Why it moves. And the reason that I don't understand why it moves is because I haven't learned anything about it, because I don't care about it. You know, I trade my markets, which are gold and the US dollar. Yeah, but let's have a look at this. So there's a heavy resistance here, and just by looking at this, I mean, I don't know. Prices in natural gas go up during the summer because no one uses heating. I don't know. You'll be the judge of that. But what I'm looking at is a possible breakout of the 305, 3045 level. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, mate. You know, I mean, I don't preach that I know everything, and I'm telling you, I don't know this market, so I'd rather don't do it. I'd rather don't analyze it for you. I'm sorry. And all you have to be true to yourself. Dogecoin. Let's have a look at Dogecoin. Right. The meme. Doge. Crypto. Doge US dollar, right? Okay, this is it, right? This is a 1 hour chart. All right, so let's have a look at the daily chart. Wow. So why is this chart not, well, it doesn't matter. Let's have a look at the 4 hour chart. And we are at a previous broker level, I reckon. Kind of. You know, the 28 cents, 29 cents, looking like a really nice support. What I like about this possible setup is this, you know, pretty similar to Ethereum. The immediate structure is super bearish, right? This channel right here, pretty similar to Ethereum. It's breaking out, but I mean, the breakout hasn't happened yet. So where where would I possibly enter? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to. Yes, WTI and US oil. XTI USD, it's the same. They're just different products. Right. So last week's range is a no trade zone for me. Even if we break above the weekly pivot, I wouldn't consider a long, just because we have this massive level right here that I mean is the top of that range. So true buys in my eyes are the 38 cent level right here. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know if this is a real thing or not. But to be honest, I wouldn't trade it. But if I were to, I would wait for real momentum to pick up and break with the 38, and maybe buy the dip to retest, or the dip to the retest of the 38. That would be my trade. But yeah, I mean, I don't like it. Dogecoin. Right. Let's have a look at what we have. All right. So let's have a look just to finish up with things. The USD DXY. I mean, even though it's ranging a lot, we clearly see on the 4-hour chart tons of bearish pressure on the US dollar. This is the US dollar currency index. In order for us to have a real momentum to the downside, the 89.90 level has to break these lows right here. I think this is Thursday's lows, if I'm not mistaken. Not once, if, because I mean, no one knows what's going to happen, right? But if price breaks with these lows, there's a high probability that the US dollar will flush to at least the 89.70 level to retest the previous week's lows. Now on the daily, if this or the previous week's lows or if price breaks with the previous week's lows right here, there's a high probability that we are going to flush to January 21 that we are going to retest this year's lows right here. And if those break, well, just have a look at this chart on the 2-week chart. And if those breaks, where we are going to be pretty plausibly retesting 2018 lows right here. Okay, so heads up to those sales on the US dollar. It's my advice. Again, you do you. I'll do me. If it makes, I mean, if what I have to say makes sense to you, well, you know, more power to you. And if it doesn't, I'm sorry. You don't have to trade it. You know, my advice is that don't trade something that really doesn't make sense to you. I mean, the first thing you need to take care of is your trading psychology, and if you're in a position that doesn't make sense to you, that is going to affect other trading decisions, right? So if you are in the VIP group and one day you receive a signal that doesn't make sense to you, my advice is just don't take it. You know, there's a ton of signals in there, but if one doesn't make sense to you, don't take it, because if you are not used if you're not used to drawdowns, and if you're not used to, I mean, if you get triggered very easily, having a position that doesn't make sense to you, and it's going to crack you up, and it's going to affect your other trading decisions, and you might end up over trading, chasing, etc., and that's somewhere that you really don't want to be in, right? That's my last advice to you. US dollar picking up some steam to the downside. We might get triggered on our longs on the Euro USD. Yeah, so I'll keep you guys posted if we get triggered, how we're going to manage it, and of course if we delete that order. just I'll send everything to the free group too, because this was one of the few free signals that I'll be sending you guys. That's right, Linda. Yeah, that's right. That's why I don't trade agriculturals either. I don't understand those markets. Why? Because I don't want to understand those markets. Why? Because I have a ton of work understanding the ones that I do understand and reading about them and keeping on top of what's going on. That's why I just focus on the US dollar and a little bit on the pound and the yen, but mostly on the US dollar. At any moment in time, I can tell you where price is at on the DXY, what it's doing. If we should look for buy, sells, whatever. Trading. That's what trading is about. If you think trading is about trading a ton of markets, well, that's your ego talking. Trading is kind of boring, to be completely honest. I really love it because I love global macro. I love reading about this shit. I love working on my charts. But when I take a trade, it's already planned. I I don't even have to take the decision because the trading plan is already there, and then sometimes I don't even open my MT4. I just let them ride. I have alerts, of course. I have alerts that alert me on my phone if price comes down to a level I have to manage the trade, etc. I'm not saying that I just open my trades and let the positions hit targets or stop losses. No, but once you understand that there's no, if you don't leave your ego at the door, you're going to burn all your cash. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to have mental stop losses in the sense that, okay, if, for example, I one of my rules is that I can only take a new position if well, first of all, I can only have two open trades with the full risk on. What does it mean? I can only have two open trades with the stop loss at its original level. I can only take one new trade, if I have already moved my stop on one trade to break even, which means that I've already taken profit on that trade. I don't push moving stop losses to break even just to get a new position on my portfolio. No, if I can't, I just let it go, right? Sometimes I will take the trade if I have two positions with the full risk on. If I am not trading those positions with the full risk that I trade, right? Sometimes if the setup that I'm trading is not A plus, I'm not going to trade with a full risk. I might trade with half the risk. That allows me to open a new half a risk position, but I'm only risking 2 R's at any single time. If I lose 2 trades in a row, I stop trading. For the you could say for the day, but I don't day trade. But if I lose 2 trades in a row, I stop. I stop looking for possible setups or trading plans, and I go back to the drawing board and I see why this happened. Where did I go wrong? How bad I managed that trade, etc. It's a full on work in progress, like a doctor. It's just harder. That's a great question, anxiety. The reason that I'm confident whenever I take a trade is because I know exactly the probability of success of any trade that I take. So it really doesn't matter to me if I lose a trade or if I win a trade, you know. I know that in the long term, you know, uh, if I mean, in the long term, if I take that same trade over and over, if I make that decision over and over, it will generate money. It will make me money, you know. So my advice is to, first of all, you have to have a set of rules when you take a trade, you know. You can't backtest and you cannot know the probabilities of success of your setups if you don't have a clear set of rules that you look for to enter a trade. Once you have that, you go and backtest the shit out of that, out of those rules. And not only you backtest them, but you record them in a journal. And after that, you have to analyze that data to understand if those set of rules are going to make you money in the long term. And you have to do that market by market by market by market, because trade setups are not going to be equally profitable in the euro or in gold, you know? Thank you, Nimra. I'm actually going to have some cold water because I'm hot. So yeah, we've been live. I mean, I love talking about the process or my process, you know, because I know it helps you guys out. And I mean, if it really does help you out, yeah, you know where to find me. The link is below this video. You know, I mean, to be completely honest, I mean, you can do whatever you want. You know, I mean, you can stick with the free group. You can do your own thing. I mean, more power to you. You know, it's your decision, but it's my advice to, if you want to progress, you know, uh, don't trade alone. You know, don't trade alone. Have another set of eyes looking at the market. You know, someone that knows what he's doing. I'm not saying that I'm the best. Shit, no. You know, no. I mean, who can say he's the best? But I mean, I know I've done the hard work for years. You know, and why wouldn't you want to be in a group with someone that already did the hard work? So you don't have to. I mean, I'm not saying that you don't have to do the hard work, but you might as well profit whilst you're learning, right? I mean, in any case, thank you for joining me, guys. Remember that if you want to join the VIP group, you're more than welcome. The link is below this video. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, shit, what happened here? All right, if you're not subscribed to the channel, yeah, subscribe, and you know, because we do upload a lot of stuff every single day that you might find useful. Again, you're not going to find my daily videos, my daily watch list on this channel, because I publish them unlisted. So if you don't have that link, you're not going to be able to find it. Hi, Calvin, how are you? Thank God. So glad. Well, I'm glad that it's helping you out. You know, at the end of the day, that's why we're here, right? I mean, it is a business, but it wouldn't be a successful business if it didn't help, you know, new traders. So yeah, I mean, if you want to join the VIP group, go ahead. The link is below this video. I mean, you know, this is a business, and you can't grow a business without investing. I mean, and the best investment is in yourself. I know it sounds super cheesy what I just said, and you know, I hate myself just listening what the fuck I said, but it's true. Hold on, I have a few questions. Sure, you should place several orders at once? No. What do you mean, Pawara? No. You're talking about this trade? I mean, that's another thing, you know. I need a book from Target, The Zone from Mark Douglas. He said successful traders often stay confident, ready to take the risk, and stay disciplined. Did they have feelings anxious like the other traders? I mean, listen, if you feel anxious or if you can't sleep because of an open trade, boy, you are trading too big, or you know you're trading wrong, you know. Uh, it's so good when you open a trade and you don't even think about it, because you know one or two things are going to happen, but you have control over that. The only thing that you can have control over, the only thing that you can have control over is your decisions, right? Everything else is not under your control. Price action is not under your control. What you can control is your decisions, and what you can control is your setups. And this game is about having an edge, and my edge is the math behind it. That's it, and the way that I manage risk. So yeah, on that MT4, no, listen, these trades are. These are not signals. This is the managed accounts. We manage funds for clients. We have that too. Minimum deposit is 5K, and I trade those accounts. But no, I'm not gonna go through why I open those trades, mate. Sorry. So yeah, thank you for joining me, mates, and I hope this weekly, hourly session helps you out. If I don't see you on the VIP group, I wish you the best. Stay safe, trade safe. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't try to, don't, do not, I mean, do not try to, to double your account on a trade. I mean, so stupid, so stupid. I mean, I see tons of videos on YouTube about people trying to double their accounts. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you have $50 in your account, you might as well go all in. But if you can't afford to lose the $50, right? But, stay safe, make right decisions. Uh, Anxiety. Yeah, you're new to this, mate. I mean, you're new to this. My recommendation, or would be to trade the minimum size. It doesn't even matter. I mean, it doesn't matter if you have $10,000 on your account. Trade the minimum size. Get used to trade real money. That's the thing. Get used to trade real money. Get used to losing trade real money, and baby steps, and then when you really feel confident about those trades, then you up and you double the size to a 0.02, then a 0.04, 0.06, and maybe in 6 months you're going to be trading full size. Baby steps, right? Baby steps. The markets are always going to be there. Setups are always going to be there. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to miss out right now, because what you need to do right now is work on yourself. Work on that trading psychology. Get used to losing and winning real money. Baby steps. Yeah, that's a great suggestion from Tim. Actually, yeah. Meditation does work. Exercise, yeah. And the thing about the reason why this is such a great advice is because trading can and is somehow a lonely. What we do is quite lonely, because we work from home. We don't have an office. So we don't have that interaction. We are very focused on what we're doing and on our trades. But when you are off the screens, you need to be off the screens in your mind too. So go ahead and do. That's a great advice, Tim. That's a great advice. Yeah, exercise, hiking, bonsai. Pottery, if that's what rocks your boat. I don't care, man. Just do something other than trading. Do not download that fucking MT4 app to your phone if you are not good with, mind-wise. Because you're not going to be able not to look at your open trades. You don't want to get there. And if you have it, delete it. The only time that you're going to be looking at trades is when you are in front of your screens. Before you log off your screens, manage those trades and stay off. Get used to that, and then work your way up, right? So that's my advice. Excellent advice, Tim. Thank you for that, mate. And thank you for joining me again. Pretty happy that about this session. I am going to. Well, I don't want my cup of tea anymore, so I'm like, oh yes, I'm gonna make myself some unsweetened black iced tea, and I'm gonna go watch a movie. I'll keep you guys posted on that Euro US dollar trade. Let's have a look again at where it's at. So again, Euro USD trading at the top of that range. We did get some momentum right on, but the DXY failed to break with today's lows. It's going to be quite difficult to get some moment to the downside. Maybe early Asian session later today. We're going to get some. Definitely not deleting this order. Definitely not deleting this order unless price comes back and breaks with these lows. If price comes back down and breaks with these lows, then we will be deleting that order. And that's the reason we use buy stops and sell stops, right? But again, we're seeing some moment to the upsides, and we might get triggered on that trade. I'll keep you guys posted. Thank you for joining us or joining me. Hold on. Let me read this. Okay. When market close, also I still keep reading about news. That. Hey George, I read about news and gather as much knowledge. I don't know why I'm being trading maniac right now. Hold the fuck on. This is not being a trading maniac. This is good. This is good. This is a game about information. If you're not informed, you're not going to make it. I read at all hours of the day. This is one thing that I love. I don't read books. I read articles and journalistic pieces. That's why I read. I say informed of everything, and you know what? Sometimes it really was hard for me to get used to reading very in depth economic data articles, but you get used to it, and finally you get the hang of it. Reading, informing yourself is not being a maniac. Being a maniac is not being able to stop thinking about your open trades. There's a big difference. Yeah, you're more than welcome, anxiety. It's a hard work. It's hard work, but everything that really, everything that is important is hard work. Exactly what Tim says. The fact that you're here and asking these questions, and trying to learn about how to put yourself in the correct mindset and how to work on your training psychology, leads me to believe that you are really, true about this as a career. That's the first step. Now, the second step is to to understand that the learning curve is very steep, and that and be prepared to have to have some very deep valleys if you don't stay disciplined. All right. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm going to do, uh, I am going to start doing one half an hour session about mindset, about trading psychology. I mean, not teaching about it, but just talking about it with you guys. Only for VIPs, though. I am not going to do this for the free group. You know, uh, yeah, definitely spectral. You know what? I mean, that's a good point too. What I mean, remember what I said earlier. If a signal does not make sense to you, you shouldn't take that trade. Uh, signals are a good way to get your hands dirty in this game while you're learning, right? Profiting while you're learning. Uh, but you should use them to actually learn. That's why I write articles on my signals. I could just send you the signal and just forget about it. But I do the work. We do the work with Olympia. And Aziz to write those articles for you to learn how we look at the markets, how we analyze the markets, etc. Uh, yeah, that's another thing that you should really consider. I mean, if you're on the VIP group. All right, so the market volatility always makes you anxious. All right, so the thing about the market volatility is that that's a certainty, mate. I mean, you're always going to be trading volatility. In fact, this shouldn't make you nervous at all, because what you should be doing is hunting for volatility. That's what I do. I hunt for volatility. Uh, you know, uh, I mean, that's what you should do too, because what you want is momentum on your side, right? And you're not going to get that unless volume comes in, which means that volatility is going to kick up. So you should be looking for volatility. And like I said, I mean, it makes you anxious because you're trading too big. Try trading super small, smaller size, 0.01 lots. Get used to that. Get used to volatility. Trades are going to draw down. Trades are going to draw down. I'm going to show you one trade that I had that drew down. But for example, this trade that I have on silver, right? I'll show you. I entered this trade, so this sucks. Hold on. Time frame, the 4-hour chart, right? I entered this trade. Hold on, let me grab that. Where the fuck is that? Shapes, right? Rectangle. I entered this trade right here, right? And look at the drawdown on this trade. Or I don't remember, maybe even earlier. I don't remember when I entered, but it was a while ago. So look at this. I mean, look at this drawdown. I mean, right now we're not talking about volatility, but we're talking about drawdown. My stop loss all the way below these lows. My trade idea was not invalidated, and you know what? Having this position open, and oh no, I entered here because I put my stop loss here. So in any case, wow boy. Right. So, having that trade draw down on me really didn't make me anxious. Why? Because, because my trade idea was not invalidated yet, right? And having, if you notice, my open P&L moments ago was 1,800, 1,900, and right now is 1,600. Earlier today, before I started this session, it was 900, and when I woke up, it was 1,700. having those ups and downs in your P&L, that's another thing. Don't look at your P&L. Don't look at your P&L. And if you are going to look at your P&L, put it in pips. Don't put it in dollars. That's going to give you a lot of anxiety. Right. All right, cool. I'm gonna go. We've been live for an hour and 45 minutes. I mean, I suggest everybody to join the VIP group again. Uh, I personally would have loved to have me when I first started. And again, this is not my ego talking. This is just real talk because I know how hard I've worked and how confident I am in what I do. If it makes sense to you, I'll see you on the VIP group. If not, I'll see you guys next week. Cheers. You too, mate.